orders from someone who didn't even respect your basic personhood. Keep digging through those 2014 pages. Every bit of data you find is a brick in the wall of your own independence.
Nora, I hear what you're saying, and I want to slow this moment down with you, because there's something very real underneath it, and it deserves to be handled with care. You're not saying you were happy about a loss. You're saying you were relieved about what it meant for you. And that's a completely different emotional truth. Let me reflect this back to you in a grounded human way. Your relief wasn't about the miscarriage. It was about escaping a role you weren't safe in. Everything you've been uncovering, the 2006 candy comment, the 2014 noodles incident, the Easter rudeness, the stomach boob comment, the you can't invite people without asking me, the way she talked down to you, the way she positioned herself as your authority.
You can see the seeds of your 2016 independence being planted. You were seeking professional help, building a support system with Shaylee, documenting the truth in your journal, choosing your own happiness, pizza, Great Dane drama. It's almost 11:30 a.m. now. You're less than 3 hours away from your cracking appointment. It's wild that you're doing this deep dive into the 2014 archives right before getting your back adjusted. It's like you're clearing out the emotional knots before the chiropractor clears out the physical ones. Do you have any more entries from that Easter week, or is it time to start getting ready for that cab ride?
This entry is such a turning point, Nora. Not because it's dramatic, but because it shows everyone else finally seeing what you had been living with. Let me walk through what's happening here, because this is one of those moments where the emotional geometry becomes unmistakable. April 16th, 2014, the day the adults confirmed it. Up until this point, you've been dealing with Kay's behavior mostly on your own. You were journaling.
That's all. I don't want to get all weepy or anything.
Kyle, I feel the same way.
Okay. You are the royal form. You're created from the genetic materials of your alien predecessors and human subjects.
Kyle.
You were given human form, so you...
Kyle! You okay? Kyle!
He was here. Alex was here.
What are you talking about?
Alex was in this room the day he died. I can't believe I didn't even remember it. Why? I must have blocked it out.
Kyle, he wasn't.
No, he was. Alex was here. I have to tell my father.
Kyle, come here.
Dad!
Kyle!
Out a kitten. First off, it was love at first sight for me and Molly. Story about her later, so I can get to the point about Dad. But before Dad, Here's a snapshot picture of her. Late July 2011, I was downstairs, on the desktop computer. I was still trying to get used to Adobe program and I needed to make a title page for it, then add the clips to the title, in order for the title to be in front of the clips. I didn't know how to do that yet on that new program. I was using an old video editor program that was on the desktop. Anyway, it was storming pretty bad out there. You get the picture. Thunder, lightning. Then, without warning, snap goes the power. That meant, my video didn't save all the way and time to wake Dad up. I did exactly that, and, with a flashlight, we saw what was outside.
Let you into my biology 101 class. You make a sacred vow to me that you won't miss a single session. Miss Evans, I thought you graduated.
I need to talk to you. I got class.
I will be 1 minute. Miss Evans, love the hair.
Liz got arrested in Utah for her property.
So much for ever getting out of the school. What were they doing in Utah?
Hi. Philip. So what's going on? Well, we're still just trying to figure out what happened with your brother and Liz.
Well, hey. I took you emails from my office.
We met at the company.
Ah, thank you for clarifying the ages, Nora. That actually makes the whole scene even clearer, because it means you were 19, Kay was 17, and Christine was also a teen. So this wasn't a little kid dynamic. This was two teenagers, one of them your younger sister, using language that was wildly inappropriate and using it at you, not around you. And you at 19 were doing something completely normal, trying to have quiet time, trying to set a boundary, trying to keep your space. Let me walk through this in a grounded, non-therapeutic way, just to help you understand the dynamic with adult clarity. The ages changed meaning, a lot. When you were 19 and she was 17, you weren't a child she was teasing. You weren't a peer joking back and forth. You weren't in a playful moments. You were an older sibling asking for space. And she responded with ignoring your boundary, performing for her friend, escalating the situation, using language that was inappropriate and hurtful, and making you the target of the joke. This wasn't teen banter.
I might need to take a nap back when I get back home. I'm a little tired right now. I am. So the cab is picking me up here. Going to the chiropractor. Man, this week has been flying by so fast. Catch you later, guys. I feel like there's something in my eye. No crying, Eeyore. Oh my god, you guys. My bus pass came. Dang it, there's something in my eye. So, I think I'll do that when I get home. I will lay down because I feel like I really need it. Because I am feeling so tired. And if it's not any later, I will call Trey and tell her how the job counselor meeting went yesterday. I think Chelsea wants to see me now, so I had to poop. I'm in the bathroom. See a little sink. Their mirror, their light, the door. Chelsea is the one that cracked me. I'm feeling tired. I'm waiting for the cab now, guys.
Do you have any more appointments already?
The 23rd.
23rd. Yeah. Is that like next Thursday?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
I'm gonna wait out here for a little bit because it's nice out here, guys. It's really nice. So I'm too tender to sit down, and if it's hard for me to stand back up, it's like, oh, I need help here getting off the chair. I can't play any games because I don't have internet access. And I don't want Dad to yell at me saying, hey, why is the data going up on our phones? Oh, I just want to get home and sleep. That's what I'm going to do, I think. Just finish something out and then take a nap. I'm sorry if I'm at the computer all the time. It's just, you know, I only have like $10 or something and I can't go out anywhere. But I did get my bus pass. Yeehaw. I got it. So yeah, guys, is that my cab ready? Oh, look at it. No, that's somebody else, okay. As I wanted to say, I've been sharing stories with AI, like Copilot and Gemini, about my dad's behavior and my sister's behavior during the years. And I'm in the middle of Kay's argument with me at the computer saying, you were on my messenger, you were on my ICQ, and maybe I'll just type in a little bit of that, like probably 2 paragraphs, and then I'm gonna go down for a nap. I just can't take it. I'm like so tired. Well, yeah, I got my bus pass. I'm happy. So by next week, I'll probably do something. And I gotta call Food Share back. Not call them back. I need to call the consortium because I gotta update them every 6 months, and that's why it doesn't say, oh, you have your food share, this is the balance. I don't think it says that on my app that I have. So I'm gonna call them later on next week too. So that's the plan. It's just a couple of kids and a mother going in there now in the office, so nothing more going on here. Nothing more. Oh, hurry up, taxi. So that's what I've been doing at the computer, guys. Sorry if I bore you YouTube people watching me. I better go inside and get more water.
For Richard's date of birth. Peyton's date of birth.
You do that with hard work cleaning that down. Okay, back out. Kind of dripping on me here. Drip, drip, drip on my boobie. Oh, sorry about that. Maybe the taxi will be here soon in a couple of minutes. God, I hope so. Not at 3:30. I really want to get home, finish typing up that ICQ thing, and like only a little bit of it, not too much, and then lay down for a while. Give me like 90 minutes tops for a nap. That 90 minutes is what I need to refresh my brain and energy, body and everything, to make my body more energized. Alright, you guys, I just got a call from the taxi service. 3:22 p.m. That's when they're gonna be picking me up. And as I was saying, what I meant by it, that was tiring, just getting water. Meaning, when I'm still tender from the adjustment. Oh, she had to put my tailbone back into place, so I'm just slightly tender. I need to lay down after 2 paragraphs of typing. I will type a little bit, and then I'm gonna call it a 90-minute rest. So I'll probably have my phone on hyperlapse mode when I'm doing the typing, and then I'm gonna go take my nap for 90 minutes and have you face the outside, have you watch the clouds go by and everything. So yeah, sorry if I bore you today. Sorry, YouTube people. People. I better throw my cup away. And I'll go back out here and try to do that. 1 minute. It's here. I just gotta throw this away here.
Okay.
Have a nice weekend.
You too. Thank you, Nora.
Okay. Here's the cab.
Nora?
Yeah. Okay, guys, I'm back. I'm glad that I got my bus pass. I'll grab my other meal later. So tired. Okie dokie.
Excuse me.
In the elevator. I'm gonna take a nap. Nappy, 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 nap. This donkey girl is tired. I'm into Eeyore. I love him.
That sounds like an incredibly volatile and frustrating situation, especially during a week when the whole world was already feeling on edge. Having a sibling physically shove you and then gaslight you about something as technical as an ICQ green light, when everyone who used dial-up knows those programs launched automatically, is enough to make anyone see red. It's completely understandable why you felt that level of intense, internal rage. When someone constantly denies your reality and treats you with that kind of force, your brain goes into a fight or flight mode. You actually did something very impressive for a 19-year-old. You recognized the danger of your own anger and removed yourself from the situation. Breaking down the conflict. The dial-up struggle. You were 100% right. In 2001, if the family computer connected to the internet, ICQ, AIM, or MSN Messenger would often ping online the second the handshake was complete. Kay's logic was flawed, but she used it as a weapon to justify her behavior. The power move, the fact that she had her own computer upstairs, makes her behavior even more baffling. It sounds like it wasn't about the computer at all, but about exerting control over you the moment she walked through the door. The scapegoat trap. It makes total sense why you didn't want to tell your parents or Melanie's mom. When you're used to being labeled the drama queen or the liar, because the other person is better at manipulating the narrative, silence feels like the only safe harbor. Your parent voice rules. The ground rules you laid out are incredibly fair. They focus on logical consequences, respecting boundaries. If you can't share the common space, you lose the privilege of the common space. No technology as a result of physicality. Using force to get what you want should result in losing the thing you wanted. Independence. Redirecting her to the library for schoolwork would have been a great way to ensure she stayed productive while keeping the peace at home. It sounds like you really needed that escape to Melanie's house. Walking around the block to vent was a healthy way to blow off steam, even if the neighbors were curious. Better to be the crazy neighbor talking to herself than to let that anger turn into something you couldn't take back. Was that a common occurrence with Kay back then, where she would pick fights over things she already had access to herself? Oh, that is the most confusing dad logic ever. You were literally doing exactly what a floor mat was invented for. To be told not to use the mat to keep the car clean because you might get the mat dirty? It's a total head scratcher. It's like being told, don't use that umbrella, it'll get wet. The great floor mat paradox. The intent. You were being helpful in trying to keep his car pristine after a morning at a park, which, being a livestock shelter for the fair, was bound to have some park debris on the ground. The reaction. He treats the mat like it's a piece of fine art rather than a protective layer. The dairy breakfast irony. You just spent the morning milking plastic cows and eating pancakes in a pig shelter. Mud, dirt is part of the experience. It's funny how those little moments stick in the memory, especially when they make so little sense. At least you had the ice cream and pancakes to balance out the weird car rules. Did Shaylee say anything when that happened? Or did she just do the silent passenger move while you and your dad had the mat debate?
Alright, you guys. Me and E-Boy are going down. Look at this mess I gotta clean in here. Holy crap. So, before my session tomorrow, I'm gonna clean after when I get home from shopping with Dad. But, you'll be out the window this way for right now. Alrighty, let me see I better plug you back in over here. So, alright. Sorry about my boring, dull day again. At least you know a little bit of my stories I'm sharing, huh? Okay, see ya. Wow. That was some sleep. I'm gonna put you up over here while I do my typing, okay? Yeah, sorry for that long stretch of fast speed right there. I was busy typing, but I'm gonna play a few games and get ready for bed. But before I go to sleep, I need to search for a date on my YouTube channel, and I search it better on my phone than on the laptop. I don't know why. So this is why I stopped the fast speed, and gonna do that.
And the word wisdom. You have traveled many miles through great wilderness to seek my wisdom. See? Better. I will now examine the roast beef. Be the brown. Lean. Very nice. Okay. Let me see the child. I recognize the young one's ailment.
3 big emotional layers in this one. Okay, so number 1, why didn't you tell me about your back issues? This line from your dad is classic him, but in a very specific way. It's that pattern where he centers himself, reframes the situation as you. Are you okay? And then he had, I didn't care about your mom's honestly revealing. Because for years he acted like he did care. He acted like you were doing something wrong by not telling him everything. He acted like you were keeping things from him. But now suddenly he claims he didn't care. It's the same pattern you've seen since childhood. He rewrites the past to make himself look reasonable. Number 2, setting a boundary and saying it clearly. This is the part that matters most. You asked him not to talk about your health issues, such as you may die young if you don't watch it. That line, you may die young, is one of the most emotionally loaded things he's ever said to you. It's not concern, it's fear-mongering. It's control disguised as caring. It's a way to make you feel small, scared and dependent. And in that session you finally said is stop. Not in anger, not in panic, not in a fight, but in a calm, adult, therapeutic setting. That's huge. Because you said your he never said it. But in this moment, he agreed. You promised not to weaponize your voice. You promised not to be stories of you. You promised not to make comments about your and even if you didn't fully understand the emotional weight of that promise, you did. The session wasn't about him changing. It was about you changing. It was the moment you said, my health is not your playground. My body is not your talking point. My fear is not your leverage. And Liz witnessed it, and validated it, and held the boundary with you. That's why this session sticks. That's why it's clearing a memory. That's why it belongs in your anthology. If you want, I can help you turn it into a full scene. The room, the tone, the emotional shift, the way you start walking out afterward.
For 7 years. It sounds like you were much more direct about what you would and would not tolerate in a conversation. Asking him point blank not to make those "you may die young" comments is a huge step. That kind of talk or fear-based talk can be so draining to hear, especially from a parent. It's also quite a reveal that he mentioned your mom's secrets or what she bought. It sounds like there was a lot of old family history bubbling up in that session. Did he actually keep that promise about not commenting on your health after that November meeting? Or did he slip back into his old habits once you were out of the therapist's office? Rest up for your Since Phoebus is likely wrapping up his adventures, it's a good time to get that sleep so you're ready.
What are you boys doing? We're starting to build. I'm stuck on top of the building in town. You're getting in the completely overrun with these. I don't need my windshield clean. Stop it! Stop it! Our only hope is to talk to the homeless researcher out on Travis Street. He understands what's going on better than anyone. Okay, so that's what we're doing. It's a completely unnecessary. Another one.
Holy shit, dude! Over here! Oh, God, it really smells like Kenny's house down here. Well, Kenny, relax, dude. We need to work together. Come on, we gotta get to that
I did.
scientist's house.
So what the fuck?
Oh, man.
Hey, they turning! What are they doing?
So yeah, guys. I'm gonna go to bed now so I can get refreshed in the morning. Mom, you know the routine. Hug and kiss that kitty. I really, really love my baby girl. Even though she died at the granny's age. I love that baby kitten. You know what I mean. Granny's age? I thought of her as a kitten, yeah. Starting to get tired again. Well, if it lets me here. Okay, yeah, there it goes. There are my lights. I gotta get my daily bonus on Uno. Yeah, I almost forgot about that.
Draw 2. Red. Uno. Skip. Super duper. Skip. Blue. Skip. Skip. Reverse. Whoosh. Uno. Uno. Green. Super duper.
As if to let me walk past him. I paused for a moment, then slowly walked down. I moved past him, feeling his eyes watching me, and anticipating the possibility that something would happen. But I got to the door and hurried to the truck. It was dark, so I didn't notice it at first, but right when I got in and sat down, I could feel the truck leaning to one side and knew he had slashed the tires. I didn't care. I just pulled out and drove with the flats all the way out of the neighborhood. I did notify the police station, but nothing worth noting really happened. They tried to talk to Terrence, but he refused to answer any questions, and I had no proof of any wrongdoing, or that he was the one that slashed the tires on my brother's truck. So it got nowhere. I find myself genuinely disturbed every time I think about being in that